Hi guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Maddie. This is Kitty Stitch here on YouTube. And this is my first Flosstube video. So yeah, it'll be my first video, so you know, it might be a little that was my cat jumping off the chair that the camera's sitting on, so we're off to a great start. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and share with you guys a little bit of what I'm working on, what I'm stitching on, and really just have a chance to be able to better connect here with the community. So a little bit about myself. I am 26 years old. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm recently married, so my husband and I got married this past January and work for a large investing company here in the Cincinnati area. As far as stitching goes, I have been cross-stitching for about 3 years now. Started with embroidery during COVID, and my embroidery never turned out good. I just felt like, I don't know if it was the way I was tracing or what it was, but everything that I did just really did not look too great. So I was lucky enough to inherit a large amount of cross-stitching supplies, and so that is really where I got a lot of the itch to cross-stitch from. So had some stuff on my own, did some embroidery on my own, but once coming across cross-stitch, it really was just something that stuck a lot better for me. But yeah, like I said, I'm excited to show you guys my projects, what I've been working on, kind of just dive right into things. Just show you a couple projects I've been working on over the last few weeks and get you guys caught up on some of my whips, give you a good idea of what I stitch on, what I like to stitch on. Alright, so the first project I have here for you today is one that I've seen a ton of people working on, and it's really been a lot of fun. That is the Deadly Aquarium Stitch Along from Lola Crow. Here is where I am at. I am basically caught up. There's just like a few back stitches that I have left to do. But yeah, this one's so much fun. I am stitching it on 40 count Joy to the World by Grace Notes. So I'll let you guys see it up closer here. Those jellyfish are some of my favorite parts of the whole thing. That was the most recent release, so this one will be done on Friday, tomorrow, when I'm filming this. So yeah, really excited for this one to be done. I will say it's really not quite something that I tend to gravitate towards as far as style-wise, but it's really been a lot of fun. We have a lot of fish-related things in my family, which is kind of funny. So my dad is what we call a coral farmer, so he farms saltwater corals and sells them. That's like his retired job. And then my husband's mom actually loved fish as well, and she always went by Aunt Fishy. So a lot of fish related things. So when I heard that I was going to be a aquarium themed release, I knew I had to do it. But it's my first Lola Crow stitch along, and it's really been fun. I have stayed mainly caught up, but it's a humdinger, that's for sure. It's been worth it though. So yeah, really excited to get that one finished up and up on my wall. Let's see here. Next, I would say between this one and that one, or this next one and the Deadly Aquarium, have been really my two focus pieces here recently. And this one is in a cute bag that I made. Oh, you can kind of see what it is, and you can see my mess. It is a Christmas themed. It's actually a stocking. So I've decided that I wanted to make my husband and I stockings. I decided that last July, so over a year ago, and haven't finished the first one. So we'll definitely get there. I have plans to finish this by the end of the year that I've done a pretty good job of keeping up with. Basically just figuring out the amount of stitches left, dividing it by the months left, and yeah, trying to push through and get there. But this is where it is at currently. It's really beautiful. I can't wait to add all of the back stitching in. It's going to be gorgeous. But again, it's another big one. That's kind of, I don't know, I don't know if I want to say my favorite. It's definitely 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 my favorite. It's defin something that recently has been a change for me. I used to pretty much stitch one project at a time, but within the last 6 months, I've really picked things up. But yeah, this one will hopefully be finished by the end of the year, and then I'll get the chance to start mine. And that is just stitched on all the called for. It's called Candy Cane Santa by Dimensions. All of their gold collection stockings are amazing. There's so many options, so I'm excited to get that one finished up, and then hopefully get mine finished maybe by next Christmas. We'll see about that. Next one is Turkish Delight by Rosewood Manor, and it's in a super cute project bag from my friend Megan, the Seattle Stitcher here on YouTube. And this one I've done a pretty big conversion on. I'll actually go ahead and share with you guys both a picture of the project itself completed, as well as my conversion if anybody's interested. I am stitching it on 36 count Picture This Plus Diva. Uh-oh, you saw it. It's crazy. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's even pinker in person. I saw this fabric, actually Cam saw this fabric, Cam the Stitcher at StitchCon this year, and knew I was looking for a pink fabric, and she was like, oh, that's the one. And I was like, yeah, you're right. We could see it from across the room. Yeah, it's really cool. So I believe I'm about 25% of the way done with this one. It's really hard because the fabric is so crazy pink. A lot of the time the colors on picture don't show up right, but it is gorgeous. I'm loving this. I actually started this for my 26th birthday this year with a couple of friends, so that was awesome that they were all able to join in with me and really just love this piece. Okay, so next one we have here, it is a tiny one, but it is some of my favorite things to stitch, and that is Mill Hill kits. For Christmas 2 years ago, I made like probably 10 ornaments for my family, which was super fun, and I've just been loving making those, so I always try to pick up a few. I actually picked this one up on a recent trip that my family and I took to Denver, and it is very fitting. Oh, I've got some floss here in front of the picture, but it's just a cute little suitcase. It is called Going Places. Got it to commemorate the trip, and we just love to travel as well, so there's where that is at currently. Not a ton of progress, but I do like to take this one to work. I'm lucky enough that when I go into the office, I do have a little bit of stitching time. Not much, obviously, but yeah, it's super fun to just be able to work on that. I know I can see it in the office, and yeah, been loving that. So started that maybe a week or so ago after we got back from our trip. And this one is in a super cute project bag. I don't remember who made this. I think I got it at, oh, there's my post-it notes that I made. Notes to remind myself what all my fabric and floss is, because I'm not very good at remembering that. But this one is my oldest whip. Started it 2 years ago at StitchCon, and it is What Remains by Blackbird Designs. So here's where it's at currently. I have made myself a goal. I would love to be able to finish all of my 2023 whips by the end of 2024. I believe I only have 3 projects left, so it's definitely something achievable. But yeah, love this. Stitching it as called for. It's on 40 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax, and the colors are awesome. I've really been on a Blackbird kick recently. I love to paint myself by looking at all of the prints or all of the charts that are out of print and trying to get them online and not succeeding. So it's one of my favorite pastimes besides stitching. But this one is a pretty recent start, actually. Started this with a few of my friends, and it is Carnival by Jan Hicks Creates. Here is where that one's at. Notice how all of these have threads and needles, and they just get picked up and put down pretty often, but there's where I am at. I'll put a picture of the finished product of this one up on the screen because it's crazy. It's all DMC. This fabric is 40 count Cream and Sugar by Atomic Ranch. And so just a nice, kind of a cool white. But yeah, the colors for this piece, they're all DMC, but they are crazy beautiful. So I just love how bright it is and how busy. It's a really cool piece that Jan Hicks just recently came out with. So loving that one. I would love to get some more progress on it here shortly. But that is all for what I have been working on recently. I do have one plan that I wanted to share with you guys as well, and that is a project from my queen. Hello from Liz Matthews. Love her. And it's one that I started last year, so another one that I would love to get finished up to this year. I remember this piece, it is Pumpkin House, and it came out for a class or a retreat or something, and so I started seeing people get it, and I was like, oh my god, I need that. It's really cool because it is stitched on 2 separate pieces of fabric, which she started doing for a lot of pieces now, and they just turn out so cool. This is another one on 40 count Joy to the World by Grace Notes, and there's where I'm at. Got a good portion of the top done. The bottom is definitely less stitching. There's more of the color. It's definitely pulling a little bluer in person, but yeah, totally love this. It's such a cool idea to stitch fabric together, and I love anything that Liz puts out. Obviously, the Forget Me Not behind me, and yeah, her designs are awesome. She's so sweet, and I'll do anything she says. But that's all for stitching today that I wanted to share with you guys. I do also like to do a little bit of knitting, so I was going to share that as well if you guys are okay with that. Just 2 things. I try not to have as many knits going at a time just because once I put those down, I have a hard time picking them back up and knowing where I was at. So first one is one I actually just started yesterday, and it'll be my first sweater. I should mention I am a pretty beginner knitter. I do love knitting socks. That is where a majority of my experience is at this point. So this will be my first sweater. I'm using this beautiful blue, it doesn't look like much now, but it's gonna be a sweater one day, I promise. And it's this beautiful blue wool alpaca from not Elder Beerman. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the name of the store? Eddie Bauer. From Eddie Bauer Yarns. It's a wool alpaca blend that I got at Joann's. And yeah, I'm really excited. I want to get this one done for fall and just be able to wear it and be cozy, and say that I knit a sweater. I think that'll be really cool. I always say it's pretty crazy knitting. You're just like twisting and tangling yarn in a certain way, and then you make a project. So that is something I'm excited to be working on and excited to get finished to wear this fall. And final project for today is a pair of socks. I've kind of decided at this point I'm always gonna have a pair of socks going. I always use the Crazy Sock Ladies pattern for 9-inch circulars. It's really my sweet spot for socks, and where I got my start with knitting. But these ones are so fun. We got the heel turn done, started working on decreasing the gusset, but this yarn is awesome. It is from Joann's as well, and it is a superwash merino by the brand K&C. I believe it is a Joann's brand, like their luxury brand, and it actually came in a hank and everything. So I haven't been able to find it at all Joann's. Unfortunately, it's at the Joann's that is about 30 minutes from my house. So I picked up a few skeins of it, and really have just been loving the way that it knits up. It's awesome colors, and yeah, super fun to knit with. So that I started a couple weeks ago. Usually takes me about 2 or 3 weeks to finish some socks, so I just love having them. They're so fun in the fall. We have all old original 100-year-old hardwood floors, so it's nice to be able to have a pair of socks to throw on in the fall and into the winter months, which I am so excited for. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys just taking a few minutes out of your day to listen to me talk about something that I love here, and really excited to dive deeper into this community. I really appreciate all the support leave me a comment down below introducing yourself. I'd love to get to meet you guys and chat with you guys. And you can also find me on Instagram and send me a message there. My Instagram is at kittystitch_. So yeah, again, thanks guys so much. It was super fun. Have a good night.